Wheezy's Bitchin' Kitchen. Hey everybody, it's Wheezy here, and today, what's cooking, you're asking? I'm gonna make me some broth. So I already got my bones roasting. I'm gonna show you what they look like. They've been in the oven, let's say, 40 minutes. So they were all frozen together, so I plunked them in there. I preheated the oven I started at 400 to get things moving, and then I turned it down to 350, and I just let them brown a bit. So when you put them in the oven, take some apple cider vinegar and pour it over the bones, and this way you're going to be able to pull out the collagen out of those bones. Now those bones I got from a farmer, a local farmer nearby, and I always get the bones off of him. I'd rather go to a farm and support my local farmers. And I know that his animals are, grass fed, they're free roaming, and he does all the butchering, no antibiotics, no nothing. So really good for you. So I make bone broth very, very frequently. I like to drink it, but a lot of the times I will use it for soups. And sometimes I'll put them in ice cube trays too and freeze it for later use. And I have a Ziploc bag full. So I'm going to show you what I got set up for today. So here's the spread of what I'm doing. So here are my scraps. I keep these all week long. You can see I've got peelings in there, lots of peppers, whatever herbs are in, scrapping around. I got peelings. I even put potato peelings in it this time. And this will give the soup a little bit of starch and probably make it like a little bit thicker, so you wouldn't have to add flour if you wanted to make it like a thicker creamy soup. I'm going to throw in extra veggies. I got carrots and celery, parsley because it's an excellent detoxifier. It's great for the kidneys. It's high in chlorophyll and potassium, vitamin C. It helps cleanse the blood. So I eat parsley on the daily as much as I can. I'll throw it in a salad, or I'll put it in a soup, or if I'm making a stir fry, it's going in. It's going in. The other thing I'm going to add is this poor little wrinkly little guy. Yeah, he's old, but he's still good. But I'm not going to open him up. I'm just going to throw him in there and go with that. So, oh, did you know this is a female? Female have the 4 bumps. Yeah, and they're the sweeter ones. The males have the 3, and they're the best ones for cooking. So I found that out. Now, what I'm going to add as well is mullein and some nettles. Nettles is a really, really great herb to add to soups. You could cook it. You can make a tea of it. But today it's going to go in my stock. And it's very high in it's very mineral dense. Like it's potassium, magnesium, calcium, and it's very high in vitamin C. So it's one of those really powerful herbs. The other one is mullein. I'm not going to put a lot of it in there, but I will put some because I do have quite a bit of it. And this is an excellent for respiratory health, which is we are now in the fall, so why not? We'll add some extra nutrients. There are lots of minerals in here as well. So the other thing we're going to add to the broth again is a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So you want to get the one with the mother. And this again, even though I did add some on the bones, I'm going to add some more again in my broth. And that again will continue to pull the nutrients out of those bones. I'm going to add some good salt to that. So I got my slow cooker already preheated. I have it on high. I threw some scraps in here to begin. It kind of thaws out the scraps because they are frozen. I'm going to put in my beef bones. And then I'm going to throw the rest of my scraps in along with the other vegetables that are raw. And that's a good way to use your scraps in the house. You can use, if you're finding that your celery's a lot, don't throw them out. Throw them in the Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer, and boom, you got a little juicy. You got yourself some scraps for your next broth. And in the winter is an excellent time to have broth, because it's soothing, it's warm. If you have a cold, you want to have something nice and warm to warm up those insides and just feel like mom's chicken noodle soup. That always helps, right? So that's good. So the parsley, it's fresh, and I'm just throwing it in there. My pepper, just throw that in there. I'm gonna add my scraps. I know I got the seeds and all, doesn't matter. The seeds are good. They just strain the whole thing afterwards, and there will be absolutely no seeds in there. So just spread that out, and I'm going to throw in my onions and garlic. I didn't mention that, eh? It's always good to throw in lots and lots of garlic for this time of the year. It's an antibiotic. It's an antiseptic. So, and the onions are excellent too for health, and lots of nutrients get pulled out. They have sulfur. Sulfur is excellent for inflammation. So putting all these goodies together is gonna make for a delicious, healthy broth. And if I can't make, if I don't use up the whole pot, like I said, I will freeze some, or sometimes I share it too. I'll give some to my daughter, or my son will come over and I'll give him some soup. So now I'm throwing in the nettles. No, I don't measure, just sprinkle it in there. Probably about a quarter cup, maybe a little less, not for sure there. I guess you're gonna get that apple cider vinegar in there. It's a cute little pot, eh? Throw that on top. And let's get to the water. Okay, so now everything is in the pot, and I'm going to leave my slow cooker on until tomorrow. So it's best if you could leave it on a low setting. If you have keep warm on your crock pot, you can leave it on that. That's 60 degrees. And with that, you could leave it for 24 hours. Some people go 48 hours, but by 24 hours, because these are farm bones, I find they have so much more collagen, so much more gets pulled out than the ones I buy at the grocery store, because there's more meat, and I don't know, and it has a very, very beefy flavor to it too. So by letting it sit there, it has a chance to really take its time and pull all the nutrients out of all the vegetables and all the herbs, and then strain it. And then I will jar it if I'm going to keep some for drinking. And then the rest of it, I'll either, like I said, put it in ice cube trays, pop it out, put it in a freezer bag, and then pop it in the freezer. When I need a little, if I'm making a stir fry, I could throw in a little bit of a chunk of bone broth, and it gives it that nice beefy flavor. I also make soups. So there you go. You got your soup ready to go, and boom, Bob's your uncle. So you got yourself a really good recipe here. Make broth whenever you can. Don't throw out those scraps, and